Good afternoon, and it's time to do some business. My name is Odile Ntiamwa. Owner of Africa World, Togbi Afede, says his company is still interested in partnering government to come up with a national airline. There are, however, indications that government will do that with Ethiopian Airlines, with the conversation far advanced.
I knew that AWA had a plan to partner for this home-based carrier or national carrier. Is that plan still on the table?
Well, that plan is still alive. We are working very hard pushing ourselves, as the partner of choice for government, because when we set up Africa World Airlines, the objective has been the same, to support all efforts to make Ghana the hub of aviation, not only West Africa, let me emphasize, but in all of Africa. We are acquiring 2 additional aircraft, within the next 2 months, and then another 2 within the next 4 months. So by the end of this year, we're looking forward to the possibility of 4 additional aircraft. We're trying to position ourselves to support government efforts to make Ghana the hub, to make Accra the hub. But very importantly, we are ready to partner government to establish a national carrier. Because we are already operational, when we partner government, all it takes, negotiate terms that will bring government to partnership, that will give shares to government, and bingo, we can have the Ghana flag, on our tail. Ghana national carrier is born. And I think we have the chance, or we are in a position to make the government realize this objective very quickly, and let me say very reliably, because airline operation is a tough business. To start and grow to the point where you are stable is tough. For now, we are stable, and we offer the government that possibility of a national carrier that would survive, unlike Ghana Airways and unlike Ghana International Airlines. That is why, again, as a group, we are looking at the possibility of an MRO, and others that will support Ghana as the hub of aviation in West Africa and beyond, indeed, in all of Africa.
While an indigenous bank, Universal Merchant Bank, UMB, has committed close to $11 million in the construction of a cassava starch processing company, Central Sugar Company Limited, under the One District, One Factory initiative. Government has in the past received similar financial support from a section of the business community. Speaking to Joy Business after a signing ceremony between UMB and Central Sugar Company Limited, Chief Executive Officer of UMB, John Iwa, says his outfit aims to see to the promotion of economic growth.
On behalf of our company, CMBM General Technology from Nanjing, China, we are glad to be involved into this project and One District, One Factory.
Since its inception, the implementation of government's flagship program, One District, One Factory, has been receiving some financial assistance from a section of the business community. Last year, indigenous bank UMB earmarked $100 million to support the program. It is against the backdrop that the bank has committed close to $11 million, representing approximately 40% of the total amount towards the construction of the company. Speaking to Joy Business after a signing ceremony between the bank and the Central Sugar Company Limited, Chief Executive John Iwa says the aim is to see help promote economic growth in the country.
As a bank, we are committing a total of $10.8 million towards the establishment of this starch factory. And as I said in my rendition on the podium, this is in realization of the promise that we made when we visited the President in 2017 and committed funding space of about $100 million to help in the realization and or deployment of this initiative. It's an initiative that needs all on board. It is not a government initiative. It is a government working with the private sector, and we as a bank standing in the middle, so we can assist private promoters who want to take advantage of government policy to enrich and to enhance the economic growth agenda that we all wish for.
Meanwhile, the UMB board has allayed fears its commitment to the program would have a toll on efforts to meet the new minimum capital requirements set by government.
As we've said and always insisted that we are on track and definitely will meet the minimum capital requirement come the deadline. We are very much advanced in our working with the central bank and our potential investors to meet it. But this facility that has been approved and which we signed today is in line with our single obligor limit, and therefore our current capital base is able to accommodate it.
The Minister for Trade and Industry, Alan Tremanting, noted the rationale behind the establishment of the factory is to provide jobs for the district.
Government would support that particular enterprise, and provide the same kind of assistance to make it even improve on its competitiveness. The important thing is for the district to have the opportunity also for having an enterprise that can create jobs and also add value to the natural resources in the particular district.
Out of the total estimated cost of $26.6 million, the promoter will provide $15.8 million, representing approximately 60% of the total project cost. Bismarck Ewuse's report for Joy Business.
Well, let's do some architectural business now. And despite the discrimination against her as a woman in a male-dominated industry, Esinam Achia has managed to sail through her career as an architect for the past 25 years. Ahead of the Joy News Business Habitat Fair, we bring you stories of some players in the housing sector this week on the Joy Business Van.
It all started for Esinam some 25 years ago when she walked into a private firm and landed her first job as an architect. Although Esinam says getting the job was a mistake, she has not regretted her journey so far.
My mom's dream was I should be a doctor after my father. And for a while I tried towing the line, but I knew I didn't want to be a doctor, but I wasn't sure what else I wanted to be. So my venture into architecture was actually by mistake, because I ended up applying for 3 courses in the university: economics, book industry, and then also architecture, because I was interested in all, and I got all. So I went to the faculty of KNUST, the architecture department, and I spoke to one professor, who's very respected in the field. And after speaking to him, I thought I would really be interested in architecture. And I must say I haven't regretted.
Well, that's it for business. My name is Odile Ntiama. Let's make a date at 1 p.m. for more on this particular story on radio and a teaser on TV. Please, with Abuaji Riafe. My name is Odile Ntiama.